What is really going on with interest rates and with home prices right now in our local housing market? It's Mike Novak from the Novak Real Estate Team, part of Real Brokerage. And today I want to share with you all of the hyper-local market data that I break down each and every month for our buyers and for our sellers, even our friends and family, so you know exactly what's happening in our market, not just national news or headlines, hyper-local right here to Snohomish County, okay? I'm a local real estate agent. We run a really fantastic real estate team, get to help lots of great families make a move. If you ever think about buying or selling, of course, reach out to us. But let's go ahead and unpack for you exactly what all the data is saying, what the facts are, and at the end of this video, I'll share with you some insights on what some forecasts are saying for where interest rates could be heading. The first data point that I always want to look at is what is our average sales price? And it's $829,000 for residential real estate right here in Snohomish County. So that excludes vacant land, it excludes condos. It's just residential standalone houses, okay? That number is down 7% from the same time last year. It's the exact same amount as last month, though, like literally the exact same. So it's interesting that prices are down, but obviously with rates going up, we kind of thought this may happen. It's really also interesting to have such a low inventory and to have prices where they are at as well. So where do I think prices are going in the future? I think they're going to start going back up. I just don't know exactly when. But right now we are seeing a little bit of a dip. It's about 7% from the same time last year. But again, it's the exact same number as it was last month. So it's very flat on a calendar, month-to-month basis, but year over year, it is down a full 7%. Do keep in mind our market. Our market is still up 51% since 2020, which is a mind-shocking number. Massive. Okay, the next data point I want to talk about is new listings. New listings are down 39%. So why are new listings down? Well, it's really simple. A lot of sellers have an interest rate that's in the 2s or in the 3s, and they're very reluctant to give up that rate when current rates are in the high 6s or mid 6s. That's a big difference in payments. So you have to have a very large pain point to want to sell right now and to go buy in the current climate. That's just the honest breakdown of what's happening. You've got sellers really staying put because they really don't want to give up that historically low rate they may never get again. So it's causing a lot of reluctance on selling. Unless people have death, divorce, job relocation, something massive, they're generally not selling right now. Sure, people still upsize, they'll still downsize and move out of the area and things like that. But by and large, sellers are just feeling like they're more staying put right now than before. Homes for sale. This is also down 39%. Of course, new listings and homes for sale are very closely connected because when they go new, they also are sitting there on the market. So this is right around 670 homes right now on average are sitting on the market. It's down massively from the same time last year. We had about 1,100 homes sitting on the market last year. So if you're a buyer right now, it feels like there's nothing to look at, and it can be frustrating. It can take a little while to find the right thing just because inventory level is so low. It used to be, where I'd meet with a client and I'd be able to go show you 3 or 4 homes the same day we meet after we've discussed the home buying process, and you can offer on one of those homes right away. But now it's more a game of planning and preparation where we get you up to speed on the home buying process, make sure you understand the market, help you get pre-approved, and then we just wait for those new listings to come on or off-market opportunities that we have access to actually be able to buy a property. So it takes just longer than it may have used to be in the past. Days on market, how long does it take to sell a home from when it comes on the market to when it goes under contract? It's averaging about 22 days right now, which is an increase of about 144% from the same time last year. 22 days is still very quick, historically speaking. Anything under like 60 days is still really, really fast. But we got used to this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, where homes would just have a review date. They'd have 10 offers and they'd be sold as a sure thing. Those days are gone. Homes typically will be sitting there for a couple of weeks. Sometimes they're going to have offer review dates. Right now, it's about 50-50. An offer review date is where a seller lists a home. They wait till a certain date to review offers. Is very common in 2020, 2021, and even the beginning of 22. But then it kind of went away towards the end of last year. We saw that come back at the beginning of this year with a lot of buyer frenzy again, but it's kind of half and half right now. So some sellers do elect to use that strategy where they list maybe on the lower side of things, and they set an offer review date with the intent to get multiple offers and drive that price up, whereas other sellers just list the home at fair market value and they wait for an offer to come along. So 22 days, still very, very quick, but up massively from the same time last year when it was really low. Months of inventory supply. The months of inventory supply is kind of the barometer, typically to me, kind of that crystal ball of where prices could be going, because I know that when supply goes down, prices go up. It just makes sense, right? That's what history has shown us. 1 month of inventory is super, super low. I've said this for years now in my market report updates. that a 6-month inventory supply of homes represents what I call a neutral or balanced market. It's not in favor of the buyer or the seller. It's just in the middle, because obviously real estate's designed to be a negotiation. If it's too far in favor of the seller, the buyer can't negotiate, or the other way around as well if the inventory is too high. So right now it's still in favor of the seller, but homes, like I said, they're sitting a little bit longer than they were a year ago. So 1 month is very, very quick, and it's a lot less than it was the same time last year. It's also down from last month. So we keep seeing inventory getting lower and lower and lower and lower, which is just brutal for home buyers right now. There's just not a lot coming on the market. There's not a lot sitting there on the market either. So patience is definitely the name of the game, right? List price to sale price ratio. So it's about 101.3% right now. So homes are selling on average for 1.3% more than what they are actually listed for. Like I said, about half the homes have an offer review date. Some of them get multiple offers. That can drive the price up sometimes. But 101.3 is about where it's at. At the same time last year, it was closer to like 104, 105%. So it's definitely come down from that. But that's just kind of where things are at the moment right now. So obviously, like a big question I'm getting is, is now a good time to buy? And the answer to that is it really depends on you. The right time to buy a home is when it makes sense for you and your family. If you want stability, if you don't want to keep paying rent, if you want to have a fixed payment instead of being susceptible to inflation adjusting your rent and driving it upward, those are all great reasons to buy a house. I do think prices are going to continue to climb. I think at this time next year, we could be up 5 to 6% from where we're at today. And so timing definitely does matter. You don't want to try and time the market like you're trying to time the stock market, because ultimately you're going to lose. I had people try doing that in 2018, 2019, and they completely missed out on buying a home. And then they were priced out of the market because prices had shot up so high. So I would encourage you, if you have the pain point of wanting to buy a home, and you have that need to do so, then go ahead and do it. Realize this is super important, that you cannot refinance the price you pay for the home, but you can refinance the rate you get. So even if the rate's not great today, let's say it's 6.8%, just kind of a number to throw out there. Well, that number's probably going to go down in the future. You could refinance the mortgage at that point and save yourself hundreds of dollars per month when it does drop. But the reality, when you look at inventory, guys, with just 1 month of inventory, of course, prices aren't going to fall off a cliff. It's just not being realistic. The longer you wait, the more you're going to pay. It's literally that simple. The really interesting dynamic that we have right now is that we've got such a low inventory and we've got higher rates. Typically, those things work in opposition of each other. We're meaning like, if we have low rates, we have low inventory. If we have high rates, we have high inventory. Right now, we have high rates and low inventory. So it's a very unique and very interesting market for the reasons I explained earlier, where sellers just are not listing their homes like they were because they have a really low rate locked in on that house. So I promised you at the beginning of this video, I would share with you some rate forecasts. And please remember, these are just forecasts, but they're forecasts by major, well-known economists that do a lot of data research. And so Morningstar is the source for this quote. They said that rates will average 6.5% for 2023, and that in 2025, they will average 4.5%. That would be fantastic. That would make affordability much easier for people at that point. And again, home prices, I'm sure, will be higher by then. But if you bought a home today at 6.5 and you refinance at 4.5, you'd get the benefit of today's prices with tomorrow's lower interest rate. So if you've got questions about the process of buying a home, we always do full-on strategy sessions with our buyers. We'll sit down with you for half an hour right here in our office. We'll walk you through the home buying process from start to finish, so you get all the answers you need to your questions. You really know what to expect with buying a home. You're probably prepared for this journey you're about to go on. We'll explain to you the market in even more detail than I am on this video, and how it affects you as a buyer and what you're looking for. And then, of course, we'll discuss exactly what you need in your next home. The last thing I just want to mention for buyers that are out there right now that have been kind of sitting around for the last 6 months, like let's say you got pre-approved 6 months ago and you haven't actually bought a house. Well, if you're not seeing homes come on the market that match what you're looking for, we need to have a conversation about priorities, okay? We have to be realistic about our expectations to the market. So I want you to think about these 3 priorities. I want you to think about price, features, and location, okay? You may have to give on one of those 3 to get what you want and to actually be able to get a house. It's very rare to be able to afford all 3. You may have to give on location to get the price you want and to get the features you want. It's that simple. Or maybe you drive less and you're in a downtown area, but you have a much smaller house. You're giving up on some of the features. So you need to really think through, like, what are the priorities to you? And I can tell you with where our current inventory is right now, if you don't see any homes coming on the market within about 3 weeks of when you begin the home search, you have an expectation issue and you're not being super realistic about where the market is at versus what you actually want in a home. You need to have that conversation with your real estate agent have this priorities talk. Let's talk about price. Let's talk about location. Let's talk about features. Which one of those three can we adjust to make sure that you're actually going to be able to realistically buy a home in this current market? My contact information is down below. Reach out to me today. You can schedule an appointment with me right there. I look forward to helping you.